In the words of Michael Jackson, buenos dias, and you're not too late. You are tuned in into Rise and Shine, where you are seen, supported, and ready to rise. Can you guys see the camera? That's so weird. Or the slide that says Buenos dias. If you're joining live, let me know. Okay, yeah, it's here. It's here. It's here. Buenos dias. How are you guys doing? Today is Monday, January 28th. And yes, I am wearing my national soccer jersey. Is la Independencia del Peru. It is Peru's Independence Day. I'm not really into the holidays and things like this, but there's only two that I like to celebrate, that it's Thanksgiving and today. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. It is Monday. This is our last Monday at 9:30, and we have a new time, which is 7:30 en la mañana. And of course, I like to start with a dad joke. Let's see who's out here. Who's out there? All right. I'll do one for the theme, or rather, let's see. Let's do this one because, yeah. What did one hat say to the other? Wait here, I'm going on ahead. I don't remember saying this one. That was pretty good. Please submit some dad jokes. Thank you, Tommy. I am behind Instagram. I gotta go see all the dad jokes you have sent. So thank you. You definitely win for dad joke submissions and shit, because sharing is caring. Shout out to all the dads like Tommy, who embrace humor, because so needed. You guys, what are you drinking today? All right. So, back up here a second. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll do it once I get in the big camera, but today, this was gifted to Jimmy by my sister, and it's the size that he wants, but the top he thinks is super small. So I've been drinking it on the weekends, because my favorite weekend mug, it's falling apart because I guess I'm not treating it well, or it's just in its last days. But what do you drink in the morning? We're gonna be starting new drinks next week, and you shall join us. But if you have a nice, energetic, nutritious drink that you are in the habit of drinking, not the one that you think it's right. I want to know what you actually drink. So for right now, we're caffeinating ourselves this summer. And but it's a new opportunity out there. Like I mentioned, it is the week of possibility, and we're going to open doors and get started. So why don't we get right into today's encouragement for myself, for you and anyone who's watching. So if you want to like and share this as we spread out the love to a Rise and Shine community, to the one thing that I certainly know I could rely on, especially when things don't go either as planned or go my way. Eco alert. It's true. We get mad because of that. Come on, let's just be honest, right? Because if we're trusting the overall plan, then we're gonna be okay, right? So anyway, today's journaling morning pages. Shout out to the Artist Way. Wow, it's right there. Okay, it's meant to share. The Artist Way people, you know what I'm talking about. The morning pages. MOURNING. Letting the crap out. And this is how we rise with a lot more support because you're a lot more lighter. But for today, and if I can welcome you guys, if you're new, I'm Patty Zito, originally from New York, and now I'm here in Florida. And today, I know we don't have it, but the weatherman is coming back on Monday for those who watch the show. It is hot and it's going to be up to 101 today. Tell me, what is the temperature going to be in the neck of your woods, my people, because it's going to be hot. Don't know. I mean, it's summer for the United States. I don't know where you're joining me from. I believe it's still winter in Australia. Shout out to my Australian peeps. So isn't that funny? Yeah. We're like here sweating. And I watched some reels and then like people wearing sweaters. I'm like, oh, sweater weather. Yes, sweater weather. Okay. But not but and let's get a little bit it's a little bit how do I stop sharing this? Okay. Boom. Just more face to face, more right here with us. Hey, here's the shirt I was talking about. Anyway, there's a story. I'm sure I've said it in the show before or in a YouTube video. How it got ripped off by this lady in the parking lot in Jersey. Man, there are stories. But anyway, here's what I want to share as a lovely reminder and an encouragement as we I'm seeking those in transition because it's if we sign up for a journey, there are going to be detours. And so detours set you back and you're going to transition somewhere new. So if you're here, if you're watching, if you usually stay till the end, you're in a journey. We're in a journey. And we're accepting that. We're accepting that pretty often we're going to be in transition. And what I'm finding now is that the more I pause and I breathe and I start again, helps so much. Like that breath. If you don't have a paper and pen, if you are driving, if you're in the middle of something, we have our breath. Jeez, it's free. It's free to tap into God, our source, our creator. It's free 99. We don't have to wait for anybody, text somebody, go to therapy. If we could tune in. Hey, and thank you. And then I'm excited that we get to tune in nice and early. I know it's pretty late. I think most people are not even considering or watching because they're working. We got to find a new summertime. Maybe it will be an evening broadcast. So, or a broadcast like in a podcast that you could just listen to anywhere. So anyway, let me know in the comments if that's something that will be beneficial. I use this format because it's live and you come interact, right? You get either come and share. Like Barb came in two ways. She came and shared a camera with me and share her chickens and her home. It was super cool. Nice, sweet, fruitful conversation. And then she's joined the live chat, right? We've gone back and forth. It's the reason why I do show up in YouTube, but we could certainly bring all this and throw that into a podcast, that is absolutely something that I'll be happy to do if that's what you want to. Um, it requires conversation, so let me know. Whoever watches, whoever, if you actually tune in to this podcast, I really would love to know where we want to head in this community. I really don't want it to be by myself. So, and if you just tune in, hey, you're not too late. You found a community where we understand that we're in a journey and often transitions, because that's life. And I know, let's go back to what I wrote, and hopefully maybe this, whether you clicked in because hey, I'm not too late, and that's something that called you because you're feeling that maybe perhaps guilt for being too late. I love sharing stories, and it's all I can actually share. I, again, if you watch this, I hate giving advice. People think that that's what I'm doing. I'm not, unless like somebody tell me I'm crazy. But yeah, it's what I'm sharing. I'm sharing stories. I'm sharing from myself. I will never, ever, ever, ever ask anybody to do something I'm not willing to do myself. So here's a story on Too Late. And not sure if I share this, but I'll go ahead and do it without naming the name of the nonprofit. But if you know me, I mean, there's only two nonprofits I work for. Um, I had a vision for my heart, if you know me, for after school programming in summer camps. And if you're from the north, it's very different than the south. I'm finding out that it is like day and night. I feel like I'm in two different countries or two different planets when it comes to the school system, in the culture. And I gotta say, I'm certainly liking Florida. There's a lot of room in space and ownership versus we gotta do XYZ even for funding, like up in the north. And so that to me feels like it doesn't allow people to color outside the box, if you will. So back to the story. I had a specific idea, and I went to set up a meeting with the person who was in charge of all the trainings for all of New York City. I mean, come on, I mean, whatever. Yeah, it was in New York. I was prepared with slideshows, physical copies of my idea, and I was told, "This is amazing. This is so good." But you know what, Patty? Because you were late, I'm not gonna go ahead and approve it. And you know what? I thought that that was my lesson. I thought that, holy beep, in so many words, guilt, shame. I honestly do think that person was trying to shame me because there's a story to the other side, because the same exact presentation I gave, I found a few years later that she implemented. So, all that to say is that I thought I was late. I sunk myself in shame and guilt. I will never, never say never. I will never be late. And that kind of pressure and thinking does not really allow room for mistakes, for compassion, especially self-compassion, right? Because then I'm walking around like I should never ever be late, and you see that? What happens to our bodies when we say crap like that? For me, I feel a rush in my face. I feel pressure in my shoulders. So What do I say with all this? And the practical level, when we continue to say, I'm too late, then you're too late. Then you're late. That's the practical thing I could share. Your perception of what you feel you're in, it's what's gonna be the outcome. And thinking about the word late, thinking about what happens to actual reality, because you're like, oh, I'm never gonna be late, never, 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 and you're often and a lot of times late. So anyway, all this to say that thought of this lateness put a lot of pressure. However, it did, at the end of the day, create YSuperstars. I'm no longer with this nonprofit. And I've applied all of that training and all of that vision, not only for a different nonprofit, because I did leave. This was my, what do you call that? Deal breaker if I was going to stay with this company. Because that's how I went. Hey, listen, if I'm going to stay with this company, I believe in XYZ. I thought it was fair. I it's fair, right? I don't like to walk away from things unless I've done absolutely everything I can in my power. And that was it. I went above all levels. This is at the association. This is not even at my branch. I went all the way out there. I don't know. Some people call me bold, some people call me stupid. That's your opinion. Because I know I have mine. And mine is clear communication. Let's give it the last shot. And so it led me to a new nonprofit, which I did apply many of that focus. And then once I did leave that second nonprofit, because I have opinions about nonprofit, but that could be for another show. I apply that to my company, to YSuperstars. And I also joined another amazing human being who had the same mindset, the same belief, the same mission when it comes to staff development. We're here. So shout out to Global Art, because everything I wrote in that proposal for this company, it's everything I apply while working with you. And so, and not only did I do that under your umbrella, ironically, for a lot of that nonprofit staff, but I also done it on my own with my company. And I still, as of, well, I guess not right now, but as before I left New York, still was applying the same thing in New Jersey. And long after gone, being part of that nonprofit. So, checking in with my heart. Who do I want to do this for? At the end of the day, I know that is when you have a healthy team, you have a healthy program, and then it's who's the beneficiary of that? It's the children. It's why I do what I do. And for so long, I focus on helping parents, because I understand the 99.9 influence of a parent in a child. And I'm learning that as a child grows, a child can remember those planting seeds and make their own decisions. So I am trusting the process, and the process is to share this. And it's not about my knowledge, but it's about the heart of a community, a community that works together, a community that has a blue ocean instead of a red ocean of competition. It's a community that says, "Hey, what do you think? How can we together do XYZ? And that's the story I have for today. And so two things, right? Two folds in a mindset practical. If you often think XYZ about yourself, that is exactly what your reality is going to be. And there are billions of videos out there, obviously. And if you don't have it, you could check out my channel. I do have some information about that. But more than anything, let's do it together. Let's create this space together. Let's create this community together as we're in transition and you're not by yourself. As we unlearn the red ocean and the competition and the insecurities and the ego, and how we learn to really understand of taking care of this first and reliance on God, on source, on creator first. And that's what I got for all of us this morning as we celebrate independence. Yes, independence. Independence in the sense of, oh, for me, independence from people. I wear the jersey because I love soccer. We enjoy it. Jimmy and I are super fans. And we enjoy every single second as seeing how anyway, I will keep my comment because I do enjoy the environment, the food, the music, the community, the love, the passion, the excitement that happens when we're watching soccer, especially when we're out there in a restaurant watching it. So, or in a stadium. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I might put that as my yeah. I think I'm gonna put my video back. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you for joining me today. If you are still listening, if we never met, you could at YSuperstars. I'm in Instagram. I'm in Facebook. Patty Zito and LinkedIn. Reach out to me or write a comment here if you want more people to come and join this. Or we keep it tight. It doesn't matter. Um, I've been on this tube for over 7 years, showing up. And as much as I won my plaque of 100K to be displayed somewhere, it's pure ego. Um, and when I get off the ego and I remember I won community, that's what I want. So reach out to me personally if you're not a comment person, or put a comment if you're really excited about being part of this community because I want to hear from you. Thank you for joining. I'll see you guys on Friday. Today is the last Monday at 9:30. We are back. Not back. Yeah, actually back because I did do it for a little bit. Back at 7:30 a.m. Mondays and Fridays. Patty Zito here tuning in from Orlando, Florida. So as we finish this broadcast, let your heart remain open to endless possibilities waiting just beyond the horizon, aka sunset. It's new, it's done. Or sunrise, hey, new beginning. And that can happen at any point with a pause, with a breath, and we get to do it again. Last but not least, I actually didn't put my little cow up there, but I do have a question. I'll put it in the comments. What new possibility are you willing to welcome today? Like open the door, the window, somewhere just for today. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye.